Okay, this is CrayzECook. You can check out my channel for World of Warcraft game-related videos, news, guides, and possibly some horror in the future.
Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to another MMO Anthropology interview. I'm here with CrayzECook here in World of Warcraft, and I'm on the European servers, which is a new experience for me. They look pretty much exactly like the American servers, but who knows what strange things they get up to in here. So in order to start this out, the first question in general is, so why did you choose World of Warcraft for this interview?
Well, I chose World of Warcraft or WoW because I've played it for so long. I've played it for around 7 years, and the graphics are just insanely good. Even though, if you do have a low spec computer, you still get all the nice graphics and the artwork.
Yeah, speaking of graphics and etc. So right now, let's tell us a little bit about the location that you chose to film this in. I'll give the viewers a little bit of an idea of what we're looking at. We've got the capital city of Ironforge, which is the dwarves and the gnomes capital in World of Warcraft, right behind us, built into the side of the mountain, and we have this huge snowy valley overlooking. So why did you choose to do the interview outside of Ironforge, where, like, in the cold, I should say?
Well, it's actually quite funny because Ironforge in EU, or my server in this case, is not actually used a lot. So, as you could probably tell when you was running around earlier, that no one was hardly in Ironforge because Stormwind's the popular place in Warcraft
And
in the
that's
EU servers.
yeah, and that is the human capital city. Yeah, no, I think it's very similar to the way that there's very, very few people in Undercity on the Horde side, but you find almost everyone in Orgrimmar, which is the Orc capital city. Like, they're the main, I guess you can consider them
Yes.
the main race.
Yes. So, and as you can see, the scenery is just beautiful.
Yeah, it is pretty
I, I,
stunning.
I love it. It's like one of the most unseen places in Warcraft, and I haven't even experienced all of it yet. I'm still going on, seeing all the different things in World of Warcraft still.
I really like that it leaves, like, little tiny footprints in the snow.
Yeah.
Um, so, like, what kind of MMOs do you play on a regular basis? Is there anything aside from World of Warcraft, or?
I've mainly just played World of Warcraft, really. I used to play League of Legends, but I kind of sucked at that, so I kind of gave up.
So, what is your general routine when you play World of Warcraft? Right before we started this interview, I know you were showing off all your pets because you're a hunter, and hunters do have, like, this whole Pokemon gotta catch 'em all effect going on. Like, would you be willing to talk about a little bit about your experience playing your hunter, or is it your primary? Is my question.
I play Hunter, yeah. I've geared this one up. She's my second highest item level character. Obviously, the item level goes by how much you raid and gear yourself appropriately for higher level raids. But I actually play a main, which is a dwarf shaman.
So what is the draw to have a hunter and a dwarf shaman?
Um, I really like both to play. They're so good. If I didn't want to heal, then I would come on my hunter, tame some new pets, see what's out there for me to get, see what unique pets I can find on a daily basis.
I believe when I first met you and you pulled out this particular flaming purple spider, you mentioned that it took almost 30 minutes for you to tame it.
Oh, yes. So, it was quite a funny story actually, because you know how hunters throw down their freezing trap so it traps them for up to 1 minute?
Hmm.
I threw that down on the ground and then I went to tame it, to realise that it ran straight through my freezing trap and one-shotted me.
Ooh.
So that was good. And then my friend told me how to do it correctly, and it took around 30 minutes to kite it around the whole of the Firelands, is it?
Hmm.
And yeah, after 30 minutes, I did it correctly, and a total of 3 deaths. It's the biggest spider you can possibly get, or I've seen so far.
And apparently it's insanely dangerous.
It
So,
is dangerous.
why would you go after such a difficult tame? I know it only took 30 minutes, but I assume that it was quite challenging because I believe that when a pet for a hunter is really difficult to tame, it's called a challenge tame. And so, did you go after it because there's a particular prestige to have succeeded in gathering it?
No, not really. I just come across it because I decided I want a spider pet, and the spider model looks actually really good in Firelands
Hmm.
because they got all sorts of different colours. You can replace the purple legs for orangey, fiery legs, which is kind of cool. And then I actually stumbled across this to lead me to tame it, and I wanted to find out how I could actually tame it because it was just unique from the others.
One of the things that you also told me earlier was that you were in sort of a raiding scene. What is that like? Does it involve a schedule or like what sort of organization goes into raiding, or at least your particular type?
Well, raiding, I either use my shaman
Hmm.
mostly. Um, I use that to heal with, but I'd also use my hunter for like flexible raiding, which is one up from looking for raid, I believe.
Hmm.
And I'd use this mostly, and it's just my chill out character. I haven't really hardcore raided with the guy yet.
How would you describe hardcore raiding? What makes something hardcore raiding?
Well, probably is to clear through most of the bosses in one go, really. So, like, downing the first 4 in an hour of raiding would be quite cool, and just like competitive days of raiding, probably.
So I'm curious about one of the other questions that I have. I don't really have a good segue, but how do you use online gaming? Like, how do you use playing World of Warcraft differently than you would another kind of entertainment, like sitting down and reading a book or going to a movie?
Wow, I don't actually read a book, so that would be
How about TV
kind of.
shows?
Um, well, actually, World of Warcraft is probably the best entertainment system because there's so much to do. As I said earlier when we was exploring the sites of Ironforge and Dunmora, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
There's so much to do, and really, I haven't experienced most of it. There's still some raids in old content that I haven't completed, so it's always good to make new friends and go and redo the old content in a way, just for fun. Whereas TV shows, you're just watching and saying, "Oh, you're doing this wrong. Why did you kill that person? He was the good guy." You
So that
know?
there's no interaction or reactivity. Uh,
No, yeah, exactly.
I'm really curious. Since you've been playing World of Warcraft for nigh on 7 years now, do
Yes.
you do you happen to have any friends who you started with who are still playing it with you, or
Wow.
or even like
Uh,
ones that you made along the way?
I have met some extraordinary people along the way. My first friend, actually, I was actually Horde. I was playing an orc hunter to be precise, and I met some great guys along the way there. But no, I've been in my current guild now for around 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
Hmm.
So yeah, these guys are really amazing in this guild. Good friends, great friends with the guild master. He's one of the good people in the game. He always help you out and that, and that's what I like about people, the ones that can help you out and make your time fun and exciting whilst raiding and doing all of that fun stuff.
How often during the week do you find yourself involved in raiding?
I do it 2 times a week. Normal. I've currently set up a raid team. I'm currently leading a raid team at the moment.
Oh,
We haven't progressed as much as I'd like to, but we are slowly getting there. And
what do you mean by progressed? Are there particular stages that you can describe, or?
well, progressing is saying you go in and you fight one boss, and on that particular day you decide to go on to the second boss, which would be progressing. As you've killed one boss, you're going on to another one, and then another one, etc., etc.
Mhm.
Which is basically progressing your way through the raid, knowing what's not coming up ahead is going to be as easy as before.
Mhm. So, which raid are you currently attempting to progress through with your leadership?
Siege of Orgrimmar and normal, which is the highest patch raid so far, I believe.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that one. I myself have not experienced that one yet, but I have numerous friends who, every time I log in and I try to go to talk to them, I look in the little friends list and it's like their name, Siege of Orgrimmar. I was like, oh, they're not going to be talking to me for like an hour.
If not 2 hours.
Yes, so I'm really curious. What is leading a raid team like? Like, what sort of what sort of skills go into doing that? Do you have to organize people, bring them together, make sure that everyone's going to show up, has the right equipment?
Yeah, we use a voice program called Mumble,
Hmm.
so we can actually hear each other instead of typing out. Because when you're midway fighting, you don't want to be typing out stuff, do you? Because that'll slow your damage down. Um, as for leading a raid, it is kind of hard to do actually, because if certain people can't attend, you need to replace them with fill-ins and people who can step in and help you out during the raid.
So it's kind of like you have your main team, and then you have a set of understudies who are sitting on the
Yeah,
bench.
yeah,
Ah,
just
so
like football.
how often do you have to call people in from the bench?
Well, we actually started Wednesday, and we needed a few then, so we needed around 2 to 3 people because the actual team isn't fully formed yet. We had the recruitment last Friday
Hmm,
to say that I would be leading the raid team, and we had our first day and we got to the third boss.
nice.
So yeah, we're just waiting for next week now so we can try and progress further than the third boss.
Excellent. I'll have to revisit you on that and see how
Yeah.
well your raid team does, especially if you're just starting out.
Yeah.
So I'm running up on the end of the interview here, and I always have a last question, and the last question is always, what is your favorite or most memorable experience playing World of Warcraft?
Wow. I have so many. You realise I've been playing for 7 years. There's so many good memories I've had. It's probably pulling a boss naked and then getting one-shotted.
Oh, well, how did that happen?
Well, there's these things called a challenge night. What our guild used to do. So we'd do an old content or old raid in this current patch. I believe we was doing Throne of Thunder. Mm-hmm. So she said in order to get a prize, it was a pet. You'd have to pull the boss naked, and then I pulled the boss, and then I died, which was amusing.
So naked, you mean you have no equipment on whatsoever?
No equipment on whatsoever, including weapons, rings, and trinkets.
Okay, so you have nothing to mitigate incoming damage, and then you get wiped out. So,
yeah.
Did you get the award? The reward for dying horribly?
Yes, I did. I can't remember what it was though. I would have showed it, but no, I don't have it. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, the memory itself sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Fortunately, there really isn't that huge of a penalty for getting killed. So, getting vaporized by a boss because you went in there trying to pull it naked to earn yourself some pet still sounds like something that could have been ridiculously fun. It sounds kind of like, like MMORPG party games.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time that I've got for this interview, so I want to thank you so much for coming along, CrayzECook.
Thanks for having me.
And everybody else, thanks for listening in, and be sure to check out his YouTube channel, which will be linked below once I put this interview up. I've been your host, Amorous, for tonight, and this has been another MMO Anthropology interview. Everybody who's watching, thanks for coming. Good night, and good dreams, and I will see you later.
Do you play online games? Do you have Skype? Then we'd love to interview you on Massive Online Anthropology. Join the fascinating thousands who've spoken about their online gaming experience and be the envy of all your friends. Or at least get the MMO Anthropology Geek Merit Badge. Sorry, no t-shirt. See you then!